listening to LOA Recon with the Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma, where we dissect the ins and outs and the art and science of conscious creation, all intended to amp up your manifesting game. Let's have some fun together. You know what I learned over the years of attending corporate catered events? You know, like at the banquet hall with all the tables where everyone gets served the same plate of food. You know what I learned over the years of attending those events as a vegetarian in a carnivore's world? I learned I don't have to have what they're having. I don't have to have what everyone else is getting served. I can place my own order. And they are delighted to bring me something vegetarian. It's almost like there's whoever's in back, whether it's a chef or someone else, whoever's in charge of putting the food on the plates, it's like they get excited that they get to express some of their creativity instead of serving the same thing to everyone. Here's someone who wants something different and they have fun with it. Oh my gosh. Some of the things that came out were so fabulous and so amazing that other people at my table would ask for the same plate. That's how cool it was. Okay. So you've probably done this yourself too, right? Like that. And it was just it wasn't a big deal. And I'm a Libra sun. I don't like to ruffle feathers or rock the boat. I don't want to cause any trouble for anyone, but I'm a vegetarian. I'm not eating any of this meat and I don't want to just throw it away. So that willingness to just say, hey, I'm going to have something different. Anything vegetarian, bring me anything vegetarian and I'll be delighted. That sort of calm confidence that you decide what you're having. Here's why I was thinking about this. In a recent podcast episode, I was talking about how, I took that phone call from the vet and the vet was calling with not good news. And I just had this really, this just confidence, this solid knowing that even as she's saying these things that were horrendous, like, okay, it wasn't the simple thing that she thought it might be. So she was listing other things that might be. And some of them were terrible. They were terrible, terrible things, like potentially deadly, not only for that kitten, but also for other cats in the house. And I was like, yeah, no, we're not having that. It's like someone put a big plate of meat in front of me. Yeah, I'm not going to have this. The same way I could just calmly, politely, nicely ask my server for something different, and she's delighted to bring it. All I have to do is ask. I did the same thing. It felt sort of like that same energy, like just that same calm, confident knowing, I'm not having this. I'm going to have something else. Of all the things I could have, I'm not having this. Definitely having something else. Not out of resistance, not out of fear, not out of, there's no sort of pushing against it, but just that knowledge that I get to decide what I'm having. I'm going to pick something else. Just that simple. I was trying to think about how to replicate that because I don't do it in all situations. And let's face it, that's an easy one for me to get caught up in sometimes. I mean, the things that matter to me, animal health is often the thing that I could go spinning off in the weeds on, but I didn't this time. It was just that it was kind of cute how she thought she was actually really, like, she was taking it really seriously. She didn't know she's just offering me something and I'm deciding whether to accept it or not. And I think sometimes that doesn't happen when we're dealing with those who seem to have expertise or some sort of credibility or authority in our eyes. It's easy for us to abdicate our power to choose. Like our empowerment is out the window and we're letting someone else serve up this thing that we may or may not be delighted with. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's remember that we are always calling the shots. We are always in charge. And I know sometimes it's easier to express this than others, but it's worth getting good at this. And I wondered if that was partly why I could listen to her saying these things and I didn't feel the need to interrupt her. I didn't hang up on her. I wasn't rude to her. I didn't tell her she was wrong. I was super polite and she was too, but she really thought she thought she was giving me something I was going to be stuck with. No way am I stuck with that. I know how this works. I know what I'm having, and I know how to have something else. It is as simple as waving the server over and asking for a different plate. That's all I got to do. It's really cool. And no one else at the table gets upset. There isn't like people, I don't think anyone's judging. I don't care if they are. I'm going to have what I want to have. And I'm clear about what that is. And that doesn't happen by, taking up arms against whoever's placing meat orders. It's just the simple knowing that I can get something different. I can have something other than this. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where someone might be trying to serve something up that isn't your idea of a good time, remember that you aren't stuck with that. You can ask for something different. And the way we ask, it's always vibrationally. So first of all, it starts with that worthiness to know that you can have it different than what someone else might be serving, than something different than what everyone else might be having. You can have it different. I think it takes some willingness. It's sort of self-love, that willingness to say, yeah, I'm willing to have what I want. And then the willingness to focus on that, to just choose to stay out of resistance, but just to be supportive of what you prefer rather than pushing against what you don't prefer. I'm talking about it too much, though, because guess what? It's not actually that tricky. It can be as simple as, often when I'd arrive at the event, I would just give a server a heads up so that no one put anything in front of me that wasn't exactly what I wanted. But sometimes if someone changed tables, or if someone forgot, or I didn't flag anyone down before they started putting food on the table, it's just as simple as saying, hey, actually, I think I'd like something else. Could you send something out vegetarian? And like I said, more often than not, they were delighted. I don't remember a single time that they weren't delighted. It's that easy. So let's remember who's calling the shots here, who's in charge about what we're having, and that the only limits we have are the ones that you are willing to choose for yourself. I hope I said that right, and that it makes some sort of sense. Thanks for listening, and happy manifesting, everyone.